Hey, what's up, guys? Today we are going to talk about the four aims. The four aims. The four aims of life, according to the uh, according to the Indian teachings, right? The four aims of human life, uh, and these are: number one is Dharma, and or we say Dharma, but Dharma. So this is your code of ethics, your duties. It is the underlying code. Like in Christian terminologies, we would say that in the beginning is the word. So everything that before, or almost in the biblical terms, where it says that teach a child the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So number one is your dharma, right? What is your code of ethics? What is your morality? How do you determine right from wrong? Um, what is your duty? What are your responsibilities to your family, to yourself, to everybody around you? The very code, right? The, the belief system, your world view is in this aspect here, the Dharma. And then once this is complete, we go to Artha, right? Uh, and this is the pursuit of prosperity, wealth, according to the Indian teachings, right? Hindi teachings, once a person has been adequately taught, right, about the Dharma, and they know their relation to the animals, to your code of ethics, code of conduct, everything, now you move on to the next stage of your life, which is to pursue wealth. But the way you pursue wealth is determined by your Dharma. To say you are not going to go out of your way to hurt the planet and to hurt other people just to make money. And I think this is where in the modern world we are lacking a lot, because a lot of us don't have a solid base, right? We haven't been taught properly about the world, about ethics, about morality, and therefore the way we make our money becomes immoral, it becomes unethical, uh, and it becomes a way which is not sustainable for ourselves, for our communities, and the planet. We delve into ways we have this statement of where we say, "I'll make money at any cost. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes, I'm going to make money." Because your dharma is lacking, the way in which you pursue building prosperity and wealth and whatnot is different from that. And then on the third step, um, we have karma, we have karma, which is pleasure. So karma is pleasure, not to be confused with karma, which is action. And the pleasure is obviously your dharma is on point. You have this going on for you. You have built your money, your wealth, and your whatnot. So you now get to a point where you begin to enjoy the fruits of your labor after you have worked. You have your prosperity is on point. You have money now, which you have made by not. You have not made your money in any immoral way. You have not hurt the planet. You have not. Now you begin to enjoy, right, the pleasures of life, because the Hindi or the Hindu traditions or the teachings are not against you enjoying your life, as long as you enjoy your life based also on the Dharma again, because the Dharma is the foundation of everything. He whose dharma is out of place will pursue wealth in immoral and inappropriate ways. And then, when it also comes to pleasure, they will seek pleasures, forbidden pleasures, pleasures that are inconsistent with the rest of the above, immorality, what not. But when your dharma, you have a good foundation, the way you make your money is based on your dharma, right? Because you know that this is what is right, this is what is wrong, this is what is not you. You are not focused on profit, but rather you are focused on doing the right thing. So even the way you pursue making money, you don't take advantage of people, you don't go out of your way to do all that to people. So then the third one is karma, which means you must have dharma, you must have a code of ethics, code of conduct for your life. You must have a way or worldview of what you believe in that is consistent or in alignment with everything else in creation, right? And in the Hindu traditions, the yogic yoga means union, right? Uh, when they talk about the dharma there, the morality, the what, it's not just about human beings, because in the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, the creation is human centric. In the Indian traditions, creation is together as a whole. They teach about the stars, the solar system, everything is connected, the plants, the what. So the dharma that you have here is in connection with the rest of creation. Making your money while killing vegetation and deforestation, and you are destroying the planet, still has an impact, right? So all that is in alignment. And then it comes to enjoying yourself here. You still enjoy yourself based on um, like emotional, enjoying good music, good food, dancing, going what, sports. All these are ways in which to spend time with your family and what. But all this is karma, right? Then the last thing we have there is moksha. This one will be a little bit hard to explain to most of us because moksha, this one is a little bit hard to explain to most of us who are very much Western leaning. Moksha is described roughly as liberation from the circles of uh, liberation from samsara, liberation from the dualities of life, from the everyday hassle of. Because in the Hindi tradition, right, in the Indian philosophies, if I can call it that, which all these words are, of course, a bit inaccurate. I'm just saying so that we understand. It is believed in those circles that this whole life, right, everything we have here is an illusion. It is Maya, right? All this is an illusion. That is what they believe. When you say moksha, moksha, which is number 4, or liberation. What are you being liberated from? The liberation from the circles of samsara. Samsara. And this is just like a fact that like all this is an illusion, basically, according to the Indian traditions. That I think it's a poem, an extract from one of the poems by Swami Vivekananda, who is like an enlightened person from that tradition, where it says, "Good, good, bad, bad. Whoever wears the form wears the chain too." Happiness, like what traps us? What are the dualities of life? When you come into physical existence, you are automatically subject to the dualities of life. We only know it's hot because there is cold. We know it's good because there is bad. We know things are short because there's tall. So this is a trap. All this is a trap. You come in a physical form and all this becomes it's a trap with which many of us are kind of chained in. If you celebrate when people praise you, right? When they criticize you, then you also have feel the same effect. So the freedom is not just a freedom from the karmic circles because you say we are doing things over and over again. We are going in circles basically. So moksha is liberation from the whole thing. You are being liberated from that entire process of you are born, you come here, you have to pursue Dharma, you have to go out and build wealth, you have to go and what, all this moksha is liberation from that whole thing. You start entering a dimension where you are going beyond uh, the duality of life, where these things, hot, cold, what, good, whether people praise you, they don't praise you, it doesn't mean anything to you. Whether they say you are a good person or you are a bad person, it doesn't mean much to you because you are beyond the duality. You are liberated. Whether it's wealth or poverty, it doesn't mean much to you. That's why in the search of enlightenment, um, we say here in enlightenment, people we have known of people who have given away they've left life, given away their businesses, their houses to pursue enlightenment. Because it is said in these traditions that we get attached. We get attached to people, we get attached to things, we get attached to everything in life because our emotions. So to detach yourself to the extent where that, for example, one reality of life that is there is that we will all die. For example, everybody at some point is gonna die. But a lot of us, every time that someone passes on, or the reaction is always the same. We cry. Many of us never get over people who pass on. We never, because we are stuck, right? We are entangled, if I can say. Now, the point of moksha, which is liberation, which is the last pursuit of life, after you have done the first three things, which is you have your Dharma in place, you have learned the scriptures or whatever your religion is, you know right from wrong, you know what you learn that, and then you go on to build your wealth. Obviously, duty to your family, you are not suffering, everybody is eating. After that, you go and enjoy the fruits of your labor, you good food, good music. After you are done with all that, you are supposed to now seek liberation from that whole nonsense. No longer about pleasure, it's no longer about this, but it is to liberate yourself from the circles of life and birth. Because mind you, these people also believe in reincarnation. And we reincarnate because we haven't figured out the game of life. Because once you get enlightened, then there is no rebirth for you. This is the logic. You have beat the game, you've figured out the game. But as long as you have not been liberated, you keep coming back to repeat things over and over and over and over again. And sometimes it's not even about dying and coming again. It's just we keep. A good example is relationships. Many people, many women claim men are trash. Many men keep saying there are no good women anymore. But if you observe the patterns with those kinds of people who say these kinds of things, They choose these people. Nobody chooses for them. They choose their partners, but they unconsciously, because it is who they are, they continue to consistently choose the same person who will eventually abandon them because they are stuck in a circle. They are going in a loop. The point of moksha is to get to the point where you break the loop and you go to the next stage. But many of us are stuck here, going in circles and in circles, repeating things in life because we are not learning. So these are, according to the Hindu philosophy, these are the four aims of life. Of course, I can expand a little bit, but I was just introducing. I can expand a little bit more on them. But a lot of us are essentially stuck in the loop of life. And we keep repeating the same things, we keep doing the same mistakes, we keep doing the same, dating the same types of people because fundamentally within us there is no change. You find the person the same way they were 20 years old and now they are 25 and they are 30. They were short tempered 10 years ago. They are still struggling with their temper. They were angry 10 years ago. 20 years later, they are still angry. They had mommy or daddy issues when they were 20 years old. They still have those issues. Why? Because essentially, as much as your cells are growing physically, at the level of your mind and fundamentally within yourself at the core, there is no change at all. You keep repeating, you are in a loop, and the breaking of that loop is now what we call moksha. You get to a higher level of living where your reasoning is different, where you think about things differently because you are now different. But a lot of us are stuck in the circles of samsara, repeating. We are stuck there. We don't know how. We keep repeating the same mistakes, and we keep. It's like you tell the person, okay, this guy has done you dirty. Okay, okay. Can you then stay single for a while and just figure yourself out before you get back into the dating? So they're like, but I can't stay single because you have already made conclusions about what you think you are, but you are so much more than that. But you cannot be made to see more. So I'll repeat again the four pursuits of life, four aims of life. Every human life, according to the Hindu traditions, this is what you should pursue. Number one is your Dharma. Number two, Artha. Number three, what is number three? Um, Number three is karma, pleasure, enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoyment. And number four is moksha, liberation. So this is your ethics, duty, eventually the code that you run on. In this place is where you put where religion is for a lot of people. Your religion, have you studied the scriptures as you were a child? Have you been to Sunday school? This is now in our parts of the world. What is your world view? What do you believe? Then the, this is wealth, prosperity. How do you make your money? Have a vocation, have a function in the world with a trade through which you make your money. But the way you make your money should be in alignment with your morality, your duty, your what not. Karma, you are obligated to enjoy. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy your wealth, travel, enjoy, Whatever enjoyment you go to concerts, listen to good music, buy whatever, there must be enjoyment, pleasure, minister of enjoyment. And then finally, after you have done all this, it is now time to let this life go and now get to a point where you are now seeking liberation. You must be liberated. You are seeking enlightenment. Enlightenment. You must all get to this point because you see, if I can look also in our society, sometimes the problems that we have, even with things like youth unemployment, because this thing is as a child, from a certain age to a particular age, you are supposed to be here, right? This is, I would say, is the purpose of school, the purpose of church, the purpose of all those institutions to teach you the Dharma, right, of their existence. At a certain age, especially for young people, a lot of young people are usually here. I would say maybe here until grade 12 shandies and grade 12 area in those places, people are usually here. And then you're supposed to enter the stage of your life where you are building wealth, prosperity, and you are also enjoying. You get married, all those things. You buy a car, you buy a house. At some point, your kids are not supposed to wait for you to die for them to take over certain things, right? But now we have the elderly, we have people who are supposed to be here in society, right? Individuals in society who are supposed to be seeking liberation, seeking enlightenment, but they are still here and they've left now. The younger people have to be pushed down because their positions are still being occupied by people who refuse to let go of those positions, to let the younger generation also go through all these stages. Right? It's not just a thing that works in India, but I think it's applicable to everywhere in the world. The old people are supposed to advise from this position because they are not anymore involved in all these processes, right? They are not seeking dharma, they are not seeking wealth anymore, they are not trying to enjoy, but they are seeking liberation, enlightenment. We are supposed, as young people, we are supposed to go to our old people for advice. They are not supposed to be active in government offices, in what. They're supposed to leave these things for young people. Then you'd say majority. You'd say, because sometimes it's not really that there are no jobs. A huge chunk of jobs is being occupied by people that are refusing to go, people that are refusing to go to the next stage of life. They are stuck here. They want to still go to clubs and drink and what. You are 60, you are 70, what are you doing? You are supposed to be here, right? But this is it. You can comment and like, and yeah, hope you